The New York Mets were fresh off of arguably their best win of the year that involved a massive comeback punctuated by a go-ahead home run by Francisco Alvarez and a 6-out save from Edwin Diaz. With this victory, they managed to catapult themselves back into a playoff position, though only tentatively so. As such, the importance of winning every game from here on out cannot be overstated. But that would not be what happened yesterday, when they not only got down huge early, courtesy of one of their rookie phenoms getting rocked, but then also had to watch as one of the brightest young stars in the game embarrass them in a way you almost never see. After a scoreless top of the first, it looked like things might get ugly immediately, with Chicago putting 2 guys on with nobody out. But starter Jonah Tong would settle down to strike out Ian Happ on a nasty 3-2 changeup. Moises Ballesteros would then ground a curveball into center field, a play that somehow saw Tyrone Taylor make a perfect throw to home plate to beat Michael Busch after a replay review. Seiya Suzuki would ground out shortly after. Could New York take this momentum and turn it into anything? Well, no. Not only would they not manage to score over the next 2 innings, but it would be the Cubs that would be right back to causing issues in the third, this time loading the bases with nobody out, meaning that when Ian Happ drove a changeup down the right field line, its impact was catastrophic, scoring 2 runs and keeping 2 guys on. Ballesteros would then come up and get his second hit of the game, driving in another run. Seiya Suzuki would finally manage to drive Tong from the game with his RBI double, bringing Dick Lovelady to the mound, and the lefty would do his best to limit the damage, only giving up 1 more tally after a strikeout, sacrifice fly, and strikeout. While this hole was big, the Mets had overcome something almost exactly the same the night before, so it wasn't impossible. But it didn't help that Matt Shaw would make the lead 6-0 in the very next frame on a long drive to left center field. However, shortly after, New York would get another Alvarez bomb, but after Clay Holmes was brought on in a relief capacity, he would give up a 2-out grounder to third base, a play that should have been routine for Mark Vientos. But after he bounced the throw to first, it would get past Pete Alonso, scoring another while pushing the speedy outfielder to second. This is where we come to our highlighted play, as on the 1-0 to the next batter, Holmes bounced a sinker about a foot in front of the plate, careening wildly to the backstop, and then, for some reason, the big righty wouldn't see fit to cover home, allowing PCA to race around the bases to score on a wild pitch from second, one of the rarest plays you'll see in Major League Baseball, especially in the middle of a playoff race. Crow Armstrong would then hit the sleeping celebration, only adding to the embarrassment for New York, and things really wouldn't get any better from here, as the final score in the game would end up being 10-3. But, in a funny twist, the Mets actually caught a break on this day, because both the Reds and D-backs lost, allowing them to maintain their berth at least for another game.
Alright everybody, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching, and if you did, consider checking out any of these other videos on your screen right now for other content just like this. Also, if you ever see anything you'd like to see me detail in the video, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com, and if I end up using your idea, I'll give you a shout out. Thanks for watching, have a great rest of your day.